Hello, this is Victor at RestoringMercedes.com. This video is for Mark in Pennsylvania. Okay, Mark, so this is your car, 94 S600 coupe. So just checked out the vehicle on the lift. Suspension in the back seemed to be okay. There are no loose parts, everything seemed to be tight. And both sides, right and left. There is a little bit of seepage on the differential. As you can see, differential has a little bit of moist. Axle shafts have a little bit of moisture over here and there. Kind of common thing on these cars. So that's just the way it is. Let me show you from the other side. Okay, here it is. This is your rear differential, low moisture here and there. So that's the moisture from differential. It's not the moisture from anywhere else. Okay, suspension is okay, so that's fine, so we're good on that. I'm still looking a little bit on the gas tank situation over there. It's like a little moist up at the gas tank valves over there, but it doesn't seem to have a leakage. It's just moisture that was basically spread out by axle shaft. Exhaust is hanging pretty well. All brackets and mounts are in place. All the hydraulic and suspension and fuel lines are okay. Brake lines are okay. The exhaust clamps and donuts are okay. Now the problem is with the left side front portion of catalytic converter. It makes the noise. So if I hit it, you can hear it. I checked with stethoscope. It's coming from this portion right here. The right side seems to be okay. As you can see, further back you go, less noise. This portion right here is the most, there is most noise coming from this portion. The catalytic converter on S-Class has two portions. It's like one and one, another one and one. So front and back, front and back. This one seemed to be loose. Not, it is what it is. Transmission mount and engine mounts, they're both low. Let me see if I can get this picture of, as you can see here, in this area, maybe I can put my finger. As you can see, there is basically all empty space up here, and the shaft sits right on the frame, so transmission mount is flat. Okay, so that's one side of it. Let me see if I can get a shot of another side. And there, as you can see, all this empty space, and it's basically laying on the frame. So transmission mount is bad. The oil pan and transmission is very nice and dry. That's nice, very nice, very dry. So everything's good here. Okay. No leak from the front shaft, crankshaft seal, nor transmission front seal. Now we get to leaks. Well, actually, before we go to leaks, we'll look at the suspension. Front, left, front, right, everything is okay. Suspension bushings, lower control arm, rear bushings, they're cracked, but they're still okay. They're still pretty nice. The way you can tell is by looking at the mount. I still see some space. As you can see, the mount is a little ripped, but we still have space there, so it's not touching the frame. That was passenger side. This is our driver's side. So as you can see, ribs, but they soon will be gone, in other words. Steering box, common issue on these cars. It is leaking, obviously, so it's sipping, it's all wet and all that. So that's pretty much standard on W140s. So that is leaking. Idler arm, it is moving a bit. You probably can see it on the camera. It's not catastrophic, but it is moving a little bit. Steering damper is actually good. Holds nice pressure. I checked it. So now we get to leaks. As we can see, there are lots of oil. There's lots of oil all over the place, leaking badly. And on the subframe over here, you also see lots of oil everywhere. So the oil leaks themselves are pretty much from infamous front covers. Let me move the lift. Okay, so here it is. Let me go back here. Okay, so here we have our front subframe, as you can see, all wet everywhere. Okay, so that is our oil leak. That's not transmission, that's not suspension, this is oil. AC compressor, as you can see, all wet, and everything is wet. And this is an famous issue with V12s where your upper chain covers seals leak. So it's not catastrophic in terms of you losing oil pressure or anything like that, but it is just wet. It just keeps dripping. There's no pressure, but it's leaking. Engine mounts. As you can see, the engine mounts right there. This is your passenger side mount. It's pretty flat. Same on the driver's side. Probably I can maybe, it's very difficult to see, but the distance between the shield and the actual mount is very low. Right, so lower engine harness. Lower engine harness is cracking. It's not catastrophic at the moment, but I'll show you one part of it. As you can see, there is a crack over there on the wire. See the crack over there? In that particular area right there where I'm pointing my finger at. So other wires are gonna be pretty much in this condition, but they're not falling off yet. And of course, the oil level sensor O-rings are leaking. That's a given that they all leak. Now looking at the oil pressure sensor, what I did with the oil pressure sensor is I actually had one laying around. As you can see, the wires over there, they're pretty decent, but they are cracked. So I did take out original pressure sensor. I put in the one that I had, and pressure came up. So the problem is with the actual sensor, because the one that you had is aftermarket, and it was obviously not the one that would last all these years. The one I put in was used, but original Mercedes, and it started to work right away. So that is basically where we are at the moment. So covers obviously are removed, so I'll put the covers back on before I drive it back home. But this is the car, this is what's underneath, that's how it looks. So I guess I'll wrap it up right now. Oh yeah, the radar detector. I don't even see where your sensor is because the connector is unplugged, but I don't really see the sensor because these wires over here, they're just like hanging around, like just like that. They were in the cover doing nothing. And we have the connector for the actual radar detector just loose. So I don't know what happened there. You asked me to check it out, and that's basically what I saw. The fence shroud, for some reason, it's just like not secured. I don't know what happened there. It's just what I saw when I get the car up on the lift. So I don't know why it is like this, but it is what it is. So this is basically what it looks like underneath the vehicle. So suspension up front is fine. Upper control arms are okay, lower control arms are okay, sway bar bushings seem to be okay, more or less. Everything is tired, but everything is intact. So it's not like they're brand new, but they're still holding on. Everything is holding on. So this is where we are. All right, so this is all for now. This is Victor at RestoreYourMercedes.com. This is for Mark in Pennsylvania. Thank you for watching.